But it's interesting that the Labour Party has finally accepted that trans women aren't women and they are not legally women. I mean, given that we have a Prime Minister who until only, what was it, April, was of the view that about 30,000 women in this country had penises, that's quite a big change, isn't it?
Very welcome change. It's great to see a bit of leadership. You know, that's what's going wrong here. The Supreme Court has given us a common sense ruling that everyone can understand. There's nothing complicated about it. And we really need to see everyone step up now and just do what they know needs doing. So the Labour Party has finally declared, the National Committee of the Labour Party has said, all women shortlists, women's officers, women's, sections, meetings are for women.
I mean, yeah.
That's where they are.
Well, that's what I've always loved when they talk about, first woman chancellor. They could have put any bloke in that job who said, I identify as a woman. And then under their thought process, they'd have had to have said, no, this is the first woman chancellor. That's the insanity. And the thing is, you and I both know the insanity in a lot of this and the dangers in a lot of this starts much, much earlier for an awful lot of people. And I know that you share a lot of my concerns about gender ideology. And it is an ideology. It's a political ideology being pushed on children from a very, very, very young age. Big concerns about new sex education guidance in schools that was published yesterday. And it's watering, I mean, it's went bad under the Tories anyway. I'm absolutely furious with them still. But their proposals to ban lessons on gender identity and also lots of the stuff not to be taught until children were, at least over the age of 9. We've seen some extraordinary things that have been taught to children at a very young age. But Labour has paved the way for lessons on gender identity, even in primary schools for children. This is a particular concern to me. I've got young nephews and I've got friends who've got kids at nursery school where they seem to have a Pride March virtually every month. I mean, it's just extraordinary. The absolute explosion of obsession with gender identity and the teaching of this as a real thing. You could be non-binary or this or that to young children who don't even know, 2 + 2 = 4 yet. I find very, very worrying and troublesome.
Yes, and there's been a huge void in schools because teachers have been crying out for some clear guidance about what they're supposed to do. So what we've got with this new guidance on sex education is, I think, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's good news that they've kicked out silly notions like, that everyone's on a spectrum from Barbie to G.I. Joe. Yeah. I mean, we've spent decades trying to get rid of sex stereotypes, and yet the concept of gender identity was being taught using exactly those kind of stereotypes. So that's one thing, at least, that's now been outlawed. But the draft guidance under the previous government said they shouldn't be teaching about gender identity at all because it's not a proven fact. They should be teaching everyone's male or female because biological sex is a proven fact.
Yep.
This guidance has watered that down. They've said, don't teach that everyone has a gender identity. Well, why would you even be talking about gender identity? So that is not really...
Most adults can't grasp the difference between gender identity and biological sex. The idea of, a 7-year-old can.
Yes, and then the other problem is they've not made clear, and we're still waiting for the guidance on what teachers are supposed to do when a child comes in who's a boy and says they're a girl. Now, it's pretty obvious.
Tell them they're not.
Well, it's pretty obvious that that boy cannot be allowed to go everywhere the girls go because that's just a complete abandonment of safeguarding. It's not because the boy's a threat. It's because the simple principle of separating male and female in certain situations.
Toilets, changing rooms, yeah.
The basic, and you're not making judgments about any one person.
You can think what you think, but we shouldn't be encouraging it in children. I mean, this is one of the most damaging. It's child abuse. As simple as that. We call it what it is. It's child abuse. No child is born in the wrong body. No child is trans.
Absolutely. And we still need the courage and leadership, I think, from someone in government to say to everyone in schools, we safeguard children in part by keeping male and female sex.
We didn't get it from the last Education Secretary. I doubt very much we're going to get it from Bridget Phillipson, that's for sure. Great to talk to you, Fiona McAnena. Keep up the fantastic work at Sex Matters.